And let's go to the news, guys. We'll start off with some Marvel MCU news, and then we'll go on to other movie news. So some MCU news, guys. Tickets to Deadpool and Wolverine tickets are out for cinema. I think that's in the US and UK and whatnot. I haven't seen anything here, so check it out. Buy your tickets. Apparently, it's broken records for this year, right? So I was wondering, has it broken records like in cinema history or in the last 10 years? For this year, it's breaking records, but. Amazing, exciting times. Can't wait for that. I've been seeing loads of interviews. I'm trying to avoid certain Well, when I see interviews with them too, I'm watching them. I know they're not going to spoil shit. People keep asking them stupid questions, so sometimes I just turn it off. Like some interviewees are like, "Oh, they're like, can I ask?" And I just want to see your facial reactions. Like, is so and so in it? Is so and so? And I'm like, shut the fuck up, man. I don't want to hear. I don't even want to. Why do you even want to know? Like, I don't know. So anyway, I'm trying to avoid all spoilers, and I don't even want to see interviews where people are asking these dumb questions. In my opinion, sorry, dumb questions. In my opinion, because I don't want to see that shit. Tickets are out, guys. Can't wait to watch it. There's been a couple of new little teasers that they're throwing out there with the ticket things, which I can't wait for this weekend.
Yeah, so very excited, very excited.
Yeah, man. So, all right, Kevin Feige is trying to convince Bob Iger, whatever his name is, about Eternals 2. So that movie was, in my opinion, wasn't great. I didn't enjoy it. I didn't really care about the characters. I don't really care if they show up. If they don't do Eternals 2, I wouldn't really care about it. But I think Bob, because of his decision and the flops that Marvel's been bringing out, he's been a lot more strict on what's coming out. The problem with Bob is, in my opinion, or what I think is, Kevin knows. Kevin knows where he's trying to take the story. He's been the mastermind behind the whole thing, right? Because there's been a lot of flops, which obviously have gone through Kevin, Bob's probably, when someone does amazing, everyone loves him. And the moment there's a couple of flops, it's like, nah, I don't know if I could trust you anymore because you made a lot of bad decisions. Now, yes, let's be real. There's been a lot of bad decisions that come out and box offices are dropped and whatnot. But maybe, if Kevin's trying to convince Bob about Eternals 2, maybe there's a whole cosmic world that he's trying to convince him, saying, I need this film to happen because it introduces a whole lot of cosmic shit, which we're going to get to into the future. You know what I mean? Because that's where the universe is going to take us eventually. So anyway, trying to convince him about that. Hawkeye season 2 apparently is happening.
Yeah, boy.
So I'm genuinely interested because I like Jeremy what's his name? Jeremy Renner.
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his. I'm glad he got better. I'm glad, he went through some serious shit with the snowplow and whatnot, I think it was.
Yeah.
So I'm glad he's recovered. Hawkeye's one of the original Avengers. It's great to see more of him, I have to be honest with you. Even though he's passing it on the mantle to the Kate Bishop, but I'm sure he's going to be in it. And then WandaVision season 2, apparently it's going to be the first show to get the sequel in 2026.
Okay.
So I'll be interested to see what happens with WandaVision. Wanda's not dead. I think in Agatha Knows It All, like they might touch on her being dead. But I think something's gonna happen. She's gonna come back, or she's not really dead, or something. You can't kill her off, man. I keep saying this, right? I've said this before. You're trying to push this agenda of female superheroes and all this sort of shit. You had the best female built-up superhero character, and the most powerfulest one in the MCU, and you killed her off. That was the most dumb. Like, what are you trying to do? Are you really trying to build female superheroes, or are you trying to just shit all over them? Like, what? Come on, guys, let's be real. Like, you had the best one and you killed her off. I don't think she's dead. That you could build on her so much. So I'm looking forward to more Wonder to come back. That was it.
Same. I had Vision's got his one coming out as well.
Yes, because he's still out there in the world. There's so much things. I think with this whole MCU universe, there's so much things that's happened and they haven't touched on. And it's kind of like, come on, guys, you're losing the plot. There's still a fucking sentient being in the Indian Ocean that no one's ever talked about. It's like, come on, guys, like that's an Avengers level threat. Go check it out. No one ain't said shit. Anyway. What else? All right, well, that's what I had for the comic book stuff. Let's move on to other movie news. Like I mentioned earlier, Into the Spider-Verse, David Callahma to write the next Godzilla and Kong. Hopefully he writes a monster movie and not a human movie. Street Fighter movie. So you mentioned that earlier on. I didn't even know they're doing a real live action. Actually, I didn't even know, and I'm really excited about this, man. Considering the technology, considering some of the video game to movie transitions that they've had have been quite fantastic recently. Well, not movies, shows. They've been shows because you had a lot of time to express. Because video games are long form content. So to
That's
put
right.
it in a movie might be difficult. I wish they'd done a show. I feel like a Netflix show or an Amazon show that might have been better. But there's excitement there, man, for Street Fighter. So yeah, I didn't know they do that. But the new logo came out, right?
Yeah, so they got the new logo, so it's probably in production. Listen, bro, and some people are going to be like, Kivs, what you chat about? The animation that came out a couple of, was it 30 years ago? Or 40 years ago, 30 years ago, which you shared a clip recently. But the anime is still to this day one of the best things ever.
By far.
And by far. And then, listen, man, it's one of my guilty pleasures, but Jean-Claude Van Damme's Street Fighter is still there, bro. It's still one of those rewatchable movies that I can enjoy it and just, bro, I could watch that than anything that's come out in cinema, like other movies, like Godzilla. I'd rather put that, if they were in front of me, I'd watch Street Fighter, bro.
You know what? 100%. If I had to pick out a Kong and Godzilla versus Street Fighter, I'll watch that Street Fighter. You're right. It's a guilty pleasure by far because man, they got the costume designs on point, man. I don't care.
Yeah, bro.
That was
bro.
the
He
first
even
thing.
did the little flip kick in there as well.
Yeah, man.
Bro, I don't care, bro. Even his emotional speech about going to kick Bison's ass. I love it, bro. That movie is great, bro. It's still one of my favorites, bro. I don't know why, but you know, Ash was talking about it as well. That feeling of 80s and 90s movies, nostalgia. It's just still there, bro. You know, like it still lets me enjoy that.
Yeah, definitely. You know what? We might have to do that as a retro movie review because you know what? It is enjoyable and it's easy to watch and it's full of cheese. I already know what to expect, but man, there's something about it that is awesome because it worked back then, man. I feel like it worked. Those movies worked back then.
Yeah.
But now it just wouldn't work, man. So I'm really looking for let's see. I'm looking forward to what they're gonna do. I just feel like you can't make a cheesy one because that won't work now. So you have to do it right. You have to do it justice by the game. You have to get the movement, the martial arts, the story. You got to get that on point now. So let's see. A movie's tough. I think a movie's tough because you're gonna probably base it around one character. Why not make it a show? Why not make it a show where you can explore different characters and have time to really express stories and characters. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what happens with that.
No, exactly. I'm looking forward to that. Let's see how, like we live in a day and era now where we didn't know what was coming out, when it was going to come out, and we wouldn't see sneak peeks. Trailers were like, go back to our old retro trailer reactions, which I'll bring some of them back. They were basic, man. But you watch the movie and you're like, oh my God, this is amazing. So like, I feel like less is more. Because now, and this is just me personally regarding cinema, and it's probably because I'm getting old. I am getting old. There's far too much excitement around stuff where we're seeing too much stuff now. So it's like, how do you maintain a good amount? And you're right, it's staying away from, like, I stay away from interviews, I stay away from any sneak peeks or TV spots now where before I'd want to watch everything. So yeah, man, we got loads to come. Loads to come.
Well, last one for the news. Lord of War sequel is happening with Nicolas Cage and Bill Skarsgård. So Nicolas Cage is going to be replaying his role, and going to be joined by Bill Skarsgård, who after Boy Kills World and he was in Dune and he was in John Wick. I'm he's on my radar, put it that way. So I'm a fan of his. And I like to see him in more stuff. So that's another one. That's all I had for the news. If you enjoyed that clip, check the description for the full podcast episode. And while you're at it, show some love and click that subscribe and like button.